So Apple today has officially announced the iPhone 13 and the 13 Pro. What's exactly new and which one should you buy? Starting with the iPhone 13, Apple is continuing the aluminum frame with the glass back. Now be aware, the glass back is a fingerprint magnet. Apple reduced the notch size. The notch is what's housing the Face ID and the front facing camera, so it's 20% smaller than the iPhone 12. The OLED panel is 28% brighter, so this is going to be perfect for outside environments, so you can see your screen a little bit more. You have major battery improvements across the iPhone 13 lineup. I'm going to be talking about the 13 Pro in a little bit, but the standard 13 is receiving at 2.5 hours more than the iPhone 12. Now, the results vary depending if you're using 5G or LTE. The iPhone 12, people were getting like about 6 to 8 hours of battery life. So added on 2.5 hours more or longer, that is a big battery improvement. 2 hours can make a big difference. So it's not just the efficiency of the A15 chip. These are bigger batteries, like physical batteries. And speaking of the A15 chip, across the board, we have the A15 Bionic chip, supersonic. Yes, raising the bar yet again, blowing out the competition. Yeah, we don't need to say more about it. Now, one thing that I'm super excited to test out, cinematic mode. Cinematic mode is bringing that bokeh portrait video that we was discussing earlier on my previous video. It is here, and it's not just exclusive to the iPhone 13 Pro. So that very cinematic, blurry background that you guys are probably even potentially seeing right now a little bit, you're getting that on the iPhone 13. And that is basically it for the iPhone 13 in a nutshell. Same exact prices as the iPhone 12 and 12 mini. So $699 for the 13 mini and $799 for the 13. And the best thing of all, no more 64 gigabytes. The base storage configuration starts at 128 gigabytes and it goes all the way up to 512 gigabytes. I made a whole video talking about iPhone storage. I highly encourage you guys to check it out. 5 brand new colors. Product red is that real product red. It's not that orangey, samurai kind of color. Starlight. Right? So basically this is replacing white. Midnight, that's basically the black color. Blue and pink. I was expecting Apple to have a purple iPhone 13, a yellow iPhone 13. That would have been nice to see. Essentially, look at this year's iPhone as an S upgrade, an iPhone 12s, so to speak. So if you have an iPhone 12, this isn't going to compel you to upgrade. But if you have an iPhone 11, same thing. It's not going to really make you jump out to upgrade. But if you have a 10s Max or a 10R, you might want to upgrade, because now you get into that window of like, okay, yeah, now it's time to upgrade. And after this event, I really can't hold my breath for the iPhone 14, because seeing this event with the Apple Watch, we was not expecting that at all. I don't want to get into it on this video, but maybe in the future video. But man, you really cannot hold your breath. You want to take these leaks with a grain of salt. So who's the iPhone 13 and 13 mini for? If you like smaller phones, you just can't stand having a massive phone. You want the most compact iPhone, the iPhone 13 mini is for you. And in terms of the standard iPhone 13, this is just for the regular consumer. This is your average consumer phone. You have a bigger battery, a larger display. But now, shifting my focus to the iPhone 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max. These two phones, if you want the best, the absolute best out of your iPhone, the Pro models are the way to go. You're not missing out on no features, but the question is it worth it, and is it enough to jump? Now, one of the main highlights of the 13 Pro, ProMotion, is finally here on the iPhone. We've been waiting for this for years, and Apple finally delivered. ProMotion 120 Hertz is on the Pro models. It is totally absent on the 13 and the 13 mini. And then just like the iPhone 12 Pro, you have that beautiful stainless steel finish with the frosted glass back. I love this material better than the aluminum. It's just more premium. I love that frosted glass back, and it doesn't attract any fingerprints, not that much. But yes, the stainless steel is a fingerprint magnet, but I don't care. That frosted glass back is, I love it. That's just my cup of tea. If you want the biggest iPhone, you got to go with the 13 Pro Max. That is going to be 6.7 inch. And if you go with the standard 13, it's the same exact size as the standard 13. And in my opinion, 6.1 is the perfect phone size, in my opinion. It's a Pro iPhone, so you have Pro cameras. So you have a telephoto lens, wide, and an ultra wide. And then that's going to enable a macro mode, right? So a macro shot, you could get into the extreme details Cannot wait to test this out too as well. And of course, you still have the cinematic mode, but added on to that, you have something called ProRes. ProRes is very similar to ProRAW. You have the absolute raw video. That's going to take a lot of space. ProRes recording up to 4K 30 frames per second. Now, if you go with the 128 gigabyte model, you have 1080p 30. Now, I learned my lesson the hard way by picking up 128 gigabytes. So I'm going to go with the 256 this time around, or maybe I might even jump the gun and get 512. I might even actually step up to 512 because being able to record ProRes and taking RAW photos, that ProRAW alone, it killed my storage. So adding that with the video, that is going to be bizarre. So I might need to get that 1 terabyte, who knows. Of course, you have that LiDAR scanner present here. A lot of people don't really care too much about it, but if you're into AR, you got to go with the Pro model iPhone. From time to time, I actually use the LiDAR to measure things throughout the room. Now, people say, oh, it's not accurate, it's not this, but it's enough to give me an idea on what size frame I should get or what size refrigerator. I actually utilize that LiDAR scanner. So I'm going with the Pro. I'm going with the Pro again. Like once you go Pro, it's hard to step down to a standard. Now, just like I mentioned about the battery life on the 13 Pro also received the major improvements too as well, especially for the 13 Pro Max. So the 13 Pro, you're receiving a 1.5 hour battery life increase, but the 13 Pro Max, you're getting 2.5 hours more, making it the best, longest battery life on any iPhone. That's what Apple claimed. Now, I may do a battery drain test and I might also do a charge test. That's going to be a lot of work. So you guys want to be subscribed and drop a like on that video because I'm going to be working, yo. I'm going to be working overtime. I have the iPad mini that I just ordered, which is available for pre-order right now. Now the storage configurations is exactly the same, but you have a 1 terabyte option and you have a brand new color option called Sierra Blue. Very similar to Pacific Blue, but it's just a shade lighter, or it's way lighter. It's a baby blue this time around. I think this year I'm going to go with the gold. I'm going to be going with the gold again this year just because that gold looks different. The iPhone 13 Pro, I would say, is for the average consumer yet again, but you want the Pro features. So if you're a photographer, videographer, and you want that telephoto lens make a big difference. The standard 13, it does a good job optimizing the picture, clearing it up thanks to that A15 chip, but nothing is ever gonna beat an additional camera lens. The 13 Pro Max, this is for somebody who wants the biggest iPhone, the best and longest battery life on any iPhone. But that's basically the entire iPhone 13 lineup. There's an iPhone for everybody out there, and you just gotta see who you are. Like, what do you like to do? Quick little note, Apple has officially announced the release date for iOS 15. It will be here next week, Monday. So I am gonna be doing an updated video showcasing iOS 15. And yeah, man, I'm gonna be busy. Oh, I'm gonna be so busy. And then the pre-orders for all the iPhone 13 models starts this week, Friday, September 17th at 5 a.m. Pacific time. Now, I live here on the East Coast, so that is 8 o'clock in the morning for me. And then the phones will be here next week. You guys are going to see the hard work and dedication. But anyway, I'm blabbling here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on because you guys don't want to miss any videos. It's going to be truly special. Comment down below which iPhone are you planning on picking up, or are you going to be skipping this year's iPhone? Let me know down in the comments down below. Until next time, guys, have a simple day.